think about data centers and when you think about why you should build one, for me, fundamentally, what came through, having traveled and worked in sort of software and tech for many years, was the internet for the average African is not different from the internet for somebody that lives in the west of London or in Harlem in New York. It's the same. So in order to be able to provide that sort of infrastructure, you need to build it. So the vision behind what we're trying to do with ICOLO is to basically provide the same experience that anybody would possibly have anywhere in the world to everybody in Africa. And certainly we started with Kenya and I think we've sort of achieved that to a large extent. So our facilities mimic what would be the best anywhere else in any part of the world.
With regards to the ongoing discussions and changes with regards to local content remaining local, a lot of government within Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania, including Burundi, are pushing for most of the content that were previously hosted by institutions out of the country to be brought inside the country. The whole idea of having this local content in country is mainly to drive customer experience within in country and also drive in terms of improved service access to the end users in terms of latencies.
We provide an infrastructure where we guarantee uptime. Uptime means we're going to give you an SLA of 99.999% of uptime with ensuring that there's power, cooling, humidity, and cross connects. So for us, that is the continuity we give people. And now when we are carrier neutral, we make sure that all ISPs, meaning people who provide connectivities, are there. We also want to create an ecosystem where, if it's in the case of a financial institution like Nairobi One, is going to be a center for financial institutions to be there so they can communicate to each other. So we create that ecosystem where all of them can communicate to each other without having any latency aspects coming in. So it's just a cross connect for a connection. The reason for continuity would be if you have a problem with one connectivity provider, you can have a cross connect to another one or a third one or a fourth one. We ensure redundancies by having power redundancy. We have N+1 for gensets, have the same for cooling for all our crack units, ensure humidity is also controlled and have redundancies. For the power aspect, there's UPSs as well. Again, redundancies in every aspect. And within our gensets as well, we have redundancies of extra batteries and extra starters because that's where the failures generally happen. The other thing is we ensure that while we move from, say, power to a genset, we don't have one genset start at one go. We only have a load sharing solution where both will start at one go, and if in the interim one fails, the other one picks it up. And they're always on. There's a switch or a process where the genset's ready to go the minute power goes off.
Nairobi One has been on the drawing board for a couple of years. We started construction mid-December 2018. However, for a year before that, there was a very diligent team that worked on designing. So before we build data centers, we typically do various desktop studies, extreme detailed design. That was completed by the end of November. We started construction. In about 8.5 months, we have more or less completed the data center. So in a couple of days, we have live customer cabinets in our customer rooms, and that will go live. We have about 280 to 300 racks that can be fit into this data center, can generate up to a megawatt of IT load, which is supported by the infrastructure we have in the data center. We have a variety of solutions. We provide quarter racks, full racks, cages. We even have a private suite, which a customer is dedicated completely to one customer. We provide the 5 nines for uptime, so which is effectively 16 minutes of downtime in a year, which generally means it will never happen. The data center will be PCI DSS compliant, which is very important for anybody in the finance industry. ISO 27001 as well, so effectively good enough for any major player around the world. But in addition, we also have Tier 3 certification. So we do design as well as construct the facility, which is also unique in East Africa because most companies that are data center operators will say they have Tier 3 certification, which is generally only for design, but we would have design as well as construct the facility. And we expect to have all these certifications in before the end of Q1 2020.